He could actually try to do it. I think he might. Nah. It's such a big investment for Pross to do this while he's trying to just get ahead on his own greedy build. And it really messes up your build if you're not used to playing it.
Ah.
Guys, I know we have some audio issues, but I'm going to continue to commentate, pretending like they aren't there while production figures things out. But we're going into now the cybernetics core is nearly finished, and I have to wonder if is Soulkey, I mean rather, is Sora actually going to go Stargate 3 games in a row, or is he going to pull out an Immortal play? He could also go for a gateway timing. He's got that opportunity. There's the Stargate. So, Soulkey doesn't know about this, as you can see. He's gotten the unlucky spots with his Overlord. And if he actually goes into the main to check, he's got to know that the Forge has to be behind the Nexus. So if he actually goes and checks back there, I'll be disappointed. I think he's going to be expecting. Oh, he goes back there. He knows the Forge is back there, but he's going to go back there and check anyways. I mean, even though the Forge is back there, he could still have the Stargate there. But because this is unscouted, and because Sora knows this is unscouted because he sees the Overlord and what it has seen, it's actually going to make an Oracle first to surprise his opponent. And this could actually do some serious damage at the third base. It's going to have a lot of time to charge up energy on its way over. There's only one queen there. There's only going to be one queen there. So he can kill a lot of drones. And the Oracle is always useful later on as a defensive unit against Zerglings at the third base. So we'll see how much damage he can gun here. It's actually flown all the way over there. And actually with the Mothership Core coming together with it, he could kill the queen and then kill so many workers. He's going to have to instantly restart a new queen and start Spore Crawlers here. First queen is down, and oh, even with the time warp, you're going to get so many drones. And even losing the queen is a big pain. He's actually going to fight the second one. No fear. Nice kiting by Soulkey. Will actually be able to save the second queen, but still, very aggressive play there. The Void Ray is out and shown. Robotics Bay. Avoider Robotics Bay. Okay, so he did take the third Nexus. Sorry, production set a little bit funny here. It's messing with my head. I was like, wow, he's going Void Rays and Colossi off 2 base. The drones lost a lot of mining time there, but the rocks are going to be destroyed. It's easier to shift more drones over to that third. I don't know how many workers he lost in total, but he's got 64 to 50, as you guys just saw, for like half of a second. So it's still okay for him. Since he got away with the double hatch before pool, his drone count is pretty healthy. This is a nice gateway wall that he will actually successfully set up. Oh, look at that. A Spire. Spire coming up here. So with the Spire, he could actually try to go for a big Mutalisk surprise attack. He's had this third base up for a long time. He's had the gases up there. And I think that's a pretty smart choice. He has Zergling Speed on the way. Already built up 300 or 650 gas. New TV blocking my gas. It's all right. And the Overseer does come to the natural and check. Fourth base for Soulkey is about a third of the way done. And I got Calder here now.
Hey.
How was that at Warcraft 3, man?
It was heartbreaking.
I
Last time in history, never again, unfortunately. So I'm really sad.
So, yeah, that's tough for him. But what we have in this game basically is Soulkey is going into an 11 Mutalisk surprise attack. He's hidden this. He got away with double hatch before pool, and he's had the 6 gas up for a really long time. Oracle probably going to get a kill or 2 here, but
The Mulas, I think, are going to totally catch Sora off guard, but he does have double
Sora,
Stargate.
I think you already saw it, right? Was that a real Oracle that we just saw?
Yeah.
Yeah, then the double
now
Stargate can
yeah.
basically only mean that he knew it already and was going straight for the double Stargate so that he could counter it. There was no other reason to really do that, I feel. Unless he went... I mean, he must have seen it all,
Well,
yeah.
he's been playing this triple Stargate play in PvZ,
Yeah.
but I think probably... I mean, either way, he could make Phoenix off with the
Yeah.
3 Stargates, so it could be either or.
The thing is,
Mulas.
even if you didn't see it before, like also the +1 attack upgrade of the CV4R right now is already an indicator that he should be kind of okay here. The original attack is going to do a bit of damage, but then he finds himself in a lot of trouble since those Mulas are not going to do a thing later on.
Yeah. And he's actually...
Oh!
He doesn't even get that much here. I mean, getting a Warp Prism is not really... I mean, he wants to get probes if he can.
Yeah, and we have triple Phoenix production right now. A couple of Phoenixes are already there, so for him this is really tough now. The
He
Oracle
saw
with
the
Revelation.
Stargate too. I'm surprised he's even making more Mutalists.
You know, that's actually a good point. Like, more Mutalists at this point kind of says that he's absolutely confident in his abilities to just go and pressure this. But I don't think he can really do that. If his economy gets out of control and he gets the production, then maybe. But against triple Stargate and 3 bases, it's going to be really difficult.
Yeah, he doesn't have his 7th and 8th gases up yet. Well, they're building, but they're not ready, so he doesn't have that extra gas income just yet, but he's about to. Okay, so now he's switching into Storm Hose.
In the Mutalists alone, I don't feel that I can do too much. You want to establish a bit of map control, and you can always play the game against the Protoss where you go into Mutalists and Corruptors and then try to turn things around with really good unit control and shield those Mutalists. But I feel that this is already a little bit too late for him since we have the triple Stargate, and that gives the Protoss player just the ability to get them so fast. So the Swarm Hosts are definitely going to do a lot since you need some area of effect damage. But the question is rather, with the tech for Colossi already in the game, Sora should be able to deal with this.
Yeah, I think so. And he has 2 Colossi, if I'm not mistaken, already on the map. And he's actually just continuing Phoenix production. Will lose his Mothership Core and maybe a Colossus to the Mutalists.
Yeah, maybe, but all those Phoenixes are really doing a good job. Yeah, they have to move back, though, and go against those Mutalists once again. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to chase down a few of the ground units that we currently see here. Takes down those Queens immediately and leaves it up to the Stalkers to deal with the Mutalists. So Colossus number 2 is gone on the other hand, and therefore also the area of effect to crowd control those Locusts a bit.
Yeah, exactly. You know, when he lost those Colossi now, the Locusts are going to dominate. When they first start popping out on the map, looks like he just got his very first Swarm Host, but these Phoenixes now are only useful at killing small groups of units. Maybe if he can find some Overlords or he can get those Queens. Could have actually tried to maybe grab a Swarm Host there, but does not happen. He's going to get 1 Overlord, 2 Overlords.
He's going to get a lot with this. He could even start to pick up a couple of additional Queens if he wanted to. That's exactly what we see here. With all those Phoenixes now on the map, you have a great tool at your hand to just take down Overlords, do a lot of damage, go in for the hit and run. And with 4 bases, there's so much area where he can just roam.
Yeah. Roam indeed, and killed several drones there. And so far, I mean, the Void Ray switch here is underway, but so far the Phoenixes have done so much for him, killing the Mulas. But he does finally get surrounded here by the Corruptors. I think he needs to just fly away.
Yeah, he needs to get out of there. And he doesn't even lose that last Phoenix, so that was already worth quite a lot. And with him already switching into Void Rays, this is going to help him. He has the second robotics also, so he can go into double Colossus production in case that suddenly Soulkey decides to go into a massive amount of Swarm Hosts. But even against the against the Hydralists, we have a really good weapon there. And there's so much pressure coming from Sora. Sora is in a great spot in this game.
And he's actually targeting down that hatchery with his Zealots. I don't think he's going to quite finish it because of transfuses, but good
so
idea.
many Queens.
Yeah, he makes so many Queens because in Game 1, we had the same type of style coming out with just massive Void Rays, triple Stargate, Void Ray, and Colossi. That was what he was up against. He didn't have a lot of Queens in that game. That was a big problem, big annoyance for him. Plus, the Phoenixes that he was doing, they wanted to have a ton of Queens. Now he just has an insane amount of transfuse energy, almost infinite.
Yeah, he can transfuse everything here, and we saw that just with that hatch. Without the Queens there, it was no chance for him to actually hold that. But the transfuse energy really coming through for him, so that was pretty good. What worries me really for Soulkey right now is that we have so many Void Rays already, and they are going in. The Queen's caught off guard in the middle of the map, and he takes down a lot of them before the rest of the army arrives. Here come all those Corruptors, but immediately they overcharge on the Void Rays. There are no funnels, no nothing. And does he have enough Corruptors? I'm not quite sure, but he really uses Corruption so well. The problem is those 3 additional Void Rays that just came in from the side. Stalkers are moving into. The Transfuse is saving the ass of Sora and Soulkey, for Soulkey just for a second there. But there's just so much Protoss now. He's down in supply a little bit, but the composition is still very strong.
The composition is so strong, and you said it so well. It was those last 3 Void Rays that came in that were the big problem for the Corruptors. But he's got a great economy. He made 7 more Corruptors. There's no 4th base for Sora. He's just now adding it. 3rd base did get sniped over there, actually, as we were talking. And the next wave of Swarmos could start to chip away at that Nexus. There it goes, rolling up that hill. And I think he actually might lose the Nexus. I think there's enough Swarmos there, but he comes on the left side here where the Locusts are away.
You know, Soulkey could actually do this now. Soulkey is in a position where he might be able to just get the Corruptor numbers that he needs to counter this, and that would have been incredible because Void Rays are just so great against them, but he uses Corruption so well. And this is one of the problems that we saw from a lot of Zergs in the past, that they didn't really use Corruption against Void Rays well enough. So suddenly we have on the ground that pressure with the Locusts against the Stalkers. They have to move back. The same time in the air battle, the Void Rays are doing a lot of damage, but there's so many Corruptors that it's difficult for them to really deal with Void Rays and the Colossi.
Exactly. The Hydras here actually helping out a little bit from the back, and he's doing a decent job against the Void Rays. He's just constantly trying to kill them and keep the Void Ray count low.
Another problem is that now we have no Queens left, and earlier the Queens were really one of the main things that he had at his disposal to keep those Corruptors alive. He was always transfusing, and that helped him so much. Now suddenly we don't have Queens, we don't have no transfusers, so the Corruptor numbers are really too low to deal with all those Void Rays. He's always pushing his opponent back, but it's getting so difficult for him now to really just keep that momentum up.
Yeah, exactly. He's essentially going into. I mean, what we saw from Sora in Game 1 is almost exactly this, except he doesn't have Storm now. He did have Storm then, but the count of the Swarm House is so low that he's not able to have enough Locusts to actually push through. But I really like Soulkey's vision. If he could take a 5th base here, that would be ideal.
To be honest, Soulkey has to do something now. He has to really do damage, because if this composition for Sora finishes, then I don't see Soulkey winning this. It would have been so difficult for him. He has a great composition here. The Queen's so crucial. Once again, here the other Transfusers. High Templars would be amazing for Sora, for the feedback, but he doesn't have them. And with now Transfuse, once again, an element in the fight, the entire army has to run back. He's running out of Void Rays, and this is just like the composition of Hydras, a couple of Corruptors, and the Queens behind it for the anti-air damage, and also for the Transfusers that really makes Soulkey push through this far.
And you know, it's always so razor thin. Normally when you have this composition at this close to Protoss' base as a Zerg, you're just overwhelming the Protoss and you are destroying him, but he's always just right on the edge, just has enough to keep pushing through. More and more Void Rays coming on the other hand, but they're actually caught in a low number here. He gets one of the Colossi. Nice micro there by Soulkey. Gets away, doesn't lose any Corruptors.
Soulkey starts to really build up momentum here. Earlier I would have said that Sora had a really good shot at taking this game, but the timing for Soulkey was impeccable. That first fight already giving him the edge, and from that point on he had a lot of opportunities to lose it, but he never lessened the pressure, and now he's suddenly taking out every single Void Ray that comes out of those targets. He doesn't give Sora the time to breathe, and now the Void Rays are just absolutely shredded by the Corruptors. There are too many of them.
Yeah, this aggressive style is so successful if you can actually keep the momentum going. And I mean, he's just taking these Void Rays out one by one as they spawn. Now the Colossi, not enough shield for them, and just pulls the Corruptors back. He will lose a few of them, but here come the next wave of Locusts, and they're going to push the Stalkers back.
Yeah, the Stalkers taking out a lot of Corruptors though, and both of them are still continuing with this air battle. So this is just such an epic fight that we see here. Soulkey found himself in a situation where he knew if he gives Sora too much time, then Sora builds up a composition where he can just deathball the Zerg player. But with that pressure, it really is taking a toll. Sora is losing so many units. That one base that he established now at the top is so important, and Sora on 4 bases now suddenly against the Zerg on 4, that puts Soulkey on the clock.
Yeah, it does put him on a clock, but he's trying to keep his momentum here. The Stalker's starting down, but GG.
GG, it's a little bit too late. There was just too much Zerg and not enough Protoss.